you guys, and welcome back to Vlogmas. We're in the thick of it now. We're rolling. I hope you have been enjoying Vlogmas so far, as well as the intro. I guess maybe it was yesterday or the day before that I would have shown you some behind the scenes. But today we are officially live videos. Nothing is pre-filmed. So we're just going like this is life now. I am so excited about today, and I have been, because these materials that I'm about to show you have been sitting in my hallway for half a week now. And that's because I was supposed to be doing a wreath making class the other day. I'll explain why I couldn't go in a moment's time. But first, I got a new beauty product that I thought I would just tell you quickly off the top because it completed my eye look. I'm gonna get myself organized, send the Zoom link to who I need to send the Zoom link to, and we're gonna learn how to make an epic natural wreath, but I'll throw it just upstairs Amanda, for some beauty chat, and then I'll meet you back downstairs in the kitchen. It's gonna be such a lovely day. We are getting so organized here in the house, and it feels so good. It feels so good. I hope you're doing well. Let's get into it. Okay, so here they are. Giorgio Armani. Look how beautiful those are. I've had a couple of these in my collection, and what makes them so easy, especially for a festive season, is that it's one swipe and you're done. And they sent along two of their most popular. They sent along Sparkle, this one, and Tobacco. And I think I'm more of a Sparkle girly, so let's try that one. I haven't unpackaged it yet. But I would highly recommend going in to a Sephora, an Ulta, something like that, finding this aisle and just finding the one that suits you, because I have a couple of these in my collection and they have just been a total game changer. They are so easy, especially if you're doing traveling during the holiday season. You want less, so you need impact. So here we go. This is what it looks like. And then when you take it out, another thing I love about it, perfect, they kept this in situ, is that little doe foot. Do you see that? I need to get a little mirror, my little Quo mirror, as always. And what's so nice about this is that you can basically take the doe foot and go from the inside corner and literally just wipe out. And then I always go in with my finger. If there's ever makeup that I can then kind of remove the excess, I will. And look how pretty that is. Can you see it? In comparison to having none. You kind of just have that little pop. Oh, I love it. So I'm gonna go in with the second one. Imagine doing two different colors on two different eyes. Little swipey swipey. Sometimes you don't even need to take off the excess. And boom. Done. Giorgio Armani, thank you for sending these along. It says, this holiday, capture the magic of the season with eyes that shine. Create your own festive eye look in seconds, quite literally in seconds. You saw how quickly that was. With the Armani Beautiful Iconic Eye Tint now available in 5 new shades. So that is so excellent. Now let's go downstairs and create our wreath. I'm gonna get us all set up, all sorted, and I can't wait to introduce you to Hilary, but a better look at my sweater as well. I've been trying to find outfits that really help with bump life, because your girl is starting to bump. And I've been looking into my wardrobe, and I think tomorrow's video, maybe even start this today if I can get my admin work done, is going to be reorganizing my wardrobe, because I still have my summer stuff in there, my spring stuff in there, and every time I look in there, it's an absolute tip and it's overwhelming. And then I look at the clothes in there and I'm like, I can't even wear any of these. So Lululemon leggings, high rise it is, in true navy. I love these. This is a Holland Cooper sweater, so I'm kind of pulling the navy from the festive flair there. And then a pair of my favorite Olive and Piper earrings. These are called the Pearl Cruise. And then I just have a little Charlotte Tilbury on. This is the shade of that. And it's a nice neutral but like soft pink. It's a pillow talk in the color Fair. let's go make a wreath. I have been waiting to do this. I am so excited to 1, learn from Hilary, 2, share it with you and introduce you to Hilary, and 3, learn about how to make better wreaths. The dream, the festive dream. Right, so I am going to get my computer set up because I put it over there and now I'm thinking, oh, that was silly. I need to bring it over here. I need to Zoom call Hilary. She owns by Wildwood, which is a local florist. And I actually hilariously shot a wedding this summer and she was the florist. So it was so lovely to see her and the entire team. And I had met her last summer with my best friend, Sarah, because we went to Crookston Park for that one event in the summer. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it up above. It's such a fun one, but we met Hilary at the summer solstice soiree where we were all dressed up and it was so lovely. So together, we are gonna build this wreath. I was supposed to go to her wreath making class, which I bought a ticket for, to, you know, learn all of this live, but I ended up booking a morning show the next day and you get up at like 3:30 a.m. So I was saying to Hilary, I'm so sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to put that on pause. And she was so kind about it. She ended up dropping off all of these materials and yeah, so she said I could hop on a quick call with her and we could kind of run through things. She gave me some floristry wire. I had paid extra for some pine cones as well as the magnolia. And she also sent along this, which I'm not 100% sure what it is anymore. I've got boxwood, pine, I think. So we're gonna be learning together and I'm so excited. I just feel like this is so fun. Plus, if you are someone who loves bringing natural ingredients into your home, this is like the perfect thing ever. We're gonna be integrating a lot of these greens, but you could still go a monochrome with them or whatever you have kind of in your backyard. Get some clippings and you're good to go.
It's a magical time full of kisses. Take a walk outside and tickle the snowman's nose. Moving nimbly, did you hear something from the chimney? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow.
You know, while I get all set up, I actually haven't shown you guys already at day 5 or 6. I haven't showed you the final result of setting up the other day, and that was day 1. So let me just send it over to a couple of quick shots, and then we will get into wreath building.
Outside, it tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. I'm walking around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy.
Oh, it's always so stressful making sure that everything is recording properly. We have about 1 minute. I bet I'll need scissors too. Oh, I might need some clippers to clip the wire because you don't want to use your regular scissors on wire. You'll just dull them out super quickly. So let's get a shot of that on my iPhone. Oh, there you go. Hiya.
So cute.
Like I've been my little like, oh my gosh, and you're so Christmassy too.
Gotta be here.
So this is Hilary officially, you guys. Welcome. We're all set up. Hilary, please explain where you operate out of and your specialty.
So I operate out of Park Hill Studios in Cambridge, in Galt, and I specialize in wedding and floral event design. And then also around the holidays, I do festive things like wreath decoration as well as planters.
I was telling them earlier that we have been to a wedding together where we were both vendors. So literally as you're saying that, I'm popping pictures of some of your creations up on the screen. She is so incredibly talented, and how we met at Crookston as well. So you've just been in the game for so long, and I'm going to have you, this is going to sound so bossy. I'm going to literally have you step to the side for a second because this is the studio. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It's one of our studio sets. We have 3 different Christmas sets this season that you can rent for your family photos or branding photos or what have you. And yeah, this one, I think this one's my favorite though. It's the first time we ever did red, like red on red, and I'm obsessed.
And that deep burgundy is such a trend this year. Okay, so we're gonna go through ingredients. I'm gonna let Hilary basically like talk through the importance of each of the ingredients, and then after that, I'm gonna assemble it and cut it all up. You won't even know the difference. But let's start here.
Yeah, so this is the base for all of our wreaths. It is a grapevine. So it's all wound together. And why I always use this is for a couple of reasons. One, it is biodegradable. So at the end of the season, if you just want to throw it in the compost, you can, but you can actually reuse it. So at the end of the season, I always just cut out all of my greenery, pull it all out, keep it for next year. And the technique that I show you as well of how to make this, you can use this for your spring wreath, you can use it for a summer wreath, fall, and whatnot. So you could keep reusing this spring.
Oh, I love that. I almost can like picture the reel in my head already with the wreath on my front door and like snapping between seasons and what the wreath could be. And then you dropped this off to my house. We need this floristry wire.
Yes, it is paddle wire. You can actually get some of that at Michael's.
Okay.
So they sell it there in, I think they have like a floral aisle or some sort.
Yeah.
And we're going to use it at the end to secure everything just kind of in place.
Oh, at the end.
At the end.
Oh, I'm already learning. I'm already learning. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. And then in terms of the bits, this is one that as soon as I saw it on your list, I was like, I need to put that in my wreath because I'm obsessed with magnolia.
Exactly. This is magnolia. I love it because it is velvety. It has such a beautiful texture on the one side and then the really pretty green on the other side. So I love mixing it in. It makes the wreath just feel so much more warm and textural.
Yes, so pretty. I feel like I've seen people who live in Charleston and things like that do full garlands around their doors in magnolia.
I think they may grow it there too. That's the thing. Like, we don't have the climate for it, unfortunately, so we don't really grow it here. But man, the places that do, you just get these like, they're trees. It's trees of magnolia. And so they just chop it down and
Chop it down.
Get into a garland.
I think you're completely right, because when I was planning a trip there, they have like magnolia plantations.
Yes. Yeah. I know.
The dream. This is one I was telling them how you were so kind and dropped all these materials off for me because my next morning alarm was not going to work. This is one that you said, okay, I just included this one because it's so nice.
Yeah, so this is Carolina Sapphire. And that has beautiful kind of lighter, dustier green to it than the other greens that we're using. And for me, I just love the scent of it.
Yeah, it does. It really does have a Christmassy smell to it too. And then next up, this is like classic Christmas garlands.
Yeah, so this is cedar. It's the one you've got. Yeah. So the difference is this, yours and mine here, is actually from BC. BC cedar, you're going to get a lot of more of a truer, deeper green than Ontario cedar. The leaves are also more linear versus more sprawled out. And so I find it's actually a lot nicer to cut up and use in a wreath versus Ontario cedar. You can absolutely still use Ontario cedar though, of course. It's just a bit of a lighter color.
You know what I've seen with this too is when people have like an artificial garland, which makes sense a lot of times for setting things up, but they want that natural feel, they'll kind of just snip pieces of this and stick it in.
Yeah, such a great move. You can do that with, if you have like anything faux as a base, you can snip bits up that are real and stick it in. and it actually dries really well inside. So it'll dry kind of in place, and you can, if it, as long as you're not moving it or touching it, it'll look beautiful all season.
Oh, that's good to know. I feel like this one goes really nicely next. So soft.
Yeah, so this one is soft pine.
Oh, is it really soft pine?
Because you can get hard pine, which is a lot spikier. It's kind of more of it's like a grinchier texture, which it can be fun, but it actually hurts. Like the needles are hard. So pine is always what I tend to use for wreaths.
And then, of course, the boxwoods, which I just feel like are like made their way into all traditional home decor for Christmas.
Classic. It's such a great, like, different texture to work with, especially when you're adding it in with everything else.
Okay, perfect. And then last but not least, I have some baubles that I might put on at the very end for the color, but we have these giant pine cones.
So this is also where your paddle wire is going to come in handy, because we're going to wire around the cone, kind of do it like a twist tie, and then put it into the wreath and wire it onto the wreath. Once you're
It's like a little natural ornament. And actually, and this is last but not least, you were also so kind and you made me a ribbon.
Always the trickiest, I'm not going to lie. I watched like 100 YouTube videos and practiced forever to try and get it right. Still, I find people are much better at it than I am.
It's like when you're doing French braids or plaits on yourself and one always looks amazing and the other one is a struggle.
Every time, I swear, that's exactly it.
Now that we've got all of our ingredients, if you will, what's the first step?
Yeah, so let me show you the process. So we're going to put our grapevine aside for a minute, and this is the prep. As you know, with many things, like it's 50% prep and then 50% actually building. So you're going to take all of your different greeneries and we're going to chop them up into piles.
Okay.
So I'll take my cedar. So I usually start from the bottom of my stem and work my way to the top. And I'm going to cut these all off at what I call their little elbow joints.
Yeah.
Where they join up like right here. So I'm going to cut all these stems and off the main spine of the branch, working my way up to the top. And then when you get to the top, you kind of get one that's a little bit smaller like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'll kind of take it down. You need like at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches of a stem to then put into the wreath, which I'll show you in a minute. And so that's where I'm going to cut it at the top.
Okay.
So we'll go through and basically cut all of our greens up.
So if it's like this, would I cut it there? Like these little bits?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. It's like a meditation.
Thank you. And I mean, there's more than one way to make a wreath. Another method is what you kind of thought in the beginning, where you were using the wire from the beginning.
Yeah.
Then wiring it on every piece bit by bit. It is a lot more time consuming, but it'll potentially give you more of like a Martha Stewart style. Absolutely perfect. Everything's the same length type of wreath.
But we're Wildwood, so
yeah, exactly.
A little wild.
A little bit more free spirited.
Okay, amazing. And I would do that on basically all of my greens?
Exactly. All of your greens. And I can, if you want to pull, and again, we can, yeah. So great question. So this is where, so you basically want to cut off all of your sprouts, leaving that 2-inch stem at the base.
Kind of like that.
Perfect. Exactly.
Okay.
So you cut them all the way to their knuckle, but like to the main branch, you might not have to cut them all the way down because they might be longer than they need to be.
Okay.
And then same with your boxwood, cut into pieces. You'll see with the boxwood, actually, if you look at the branch, they're all so different.
Yeah.
Like that is perfect. But you'll see it divides itself into little branches within the main stem.
Yeah. Would you take the leaves off there so it's easier to stick in? Okay, cool. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, and so I would do that for boxwood, sometimes for the cedar as well.
Okay.
You're going to plot looking at the ends of it so it sticks in the wreath nice and clean.
Oh, this one's kind of fun because it doesn't have a lot of sprigs. Like it's more the straight and narrow.
It is more straight and narrow. And so this one is as well, you can cut shorter if you want it to be a little bit more tucked and not as long and crazy in the wreath.
Okay.
So cut it shorter, and again, just kind of strip that in.
Well, fun. Okay.
The longer you leave your pieces, the more like flouncy and big your wreath will be, obviously. And then you have your pieces a little bit shorter and more tucked, it'll be a little bit tighter in terms of the style.
I love that. For the magnolia, that's the only last one that I didn't address. So we've got, I cut at the elbow here. So yeah, I guess that actually works really well.
Perfect. And you would just take off that last little leaf on the end there.
This little guy. But what happens when you have just one leaf?
Yeah, so you could wire one leaf in. It's a little bit harder to get it to stay. But I always try it if you can break up your stem into like a couple little leaves, cut it, couple more leaves, cut it.
Okay.
Different sections, that usually works best.
Okay, great. Okay, that's good to know on that one. Now that say we have all of our piles done.
Yes. What do we do?
The method to the madness.
Method to the madness, exactly. So you're going to take your wreath frame.
Okay.
And this is where we're going to start weaving in all of our different greens. So I typically go one green per rim, okay? So I'm going to start with the cedar. And I'm going to begin by taking it and just weaving it in to the wreath frame. And this is the important thing you want to remember. You're going to start by doing some bigger pieces on the outside, a longer piece per se on the outside, and then you're going to come back on the inside and do one more on the inside of the wreath frame here.
Oh, look how I already kind of just flopped it right in the middle, guys.
Well, now we're like, you can absolutely do the middle. So you're going to go outside, inside, kind of middle, back to the middle section. And that's going to make sure that you have coverage.
Yeah.
Over the whole frame.
So smart.
Yeah.
So smart.
And so you're going to continue down, rotating your wreath as you go. And if it's easier to work on the table, work on the table.
Yeah.
Rather than folding it up.
You're part of a lifestyle segment now, so you just gotta. So while you put that together, Hilary, so we've got all of these little different bits, right? We've got 5 different types of greens.
Right.
In terms of order, say you were putting it together and you knew, oh, if I start with that one, it's going to be easier first. I'll end with that one. That will be really nice to fill in. What's our order?
So I typically always start with my cedar. That one is the base of generally all things holiday arrangements.
Yeah.
And then I will do my boxwood.
Oh, I would not have guessed.
Yeah, boxwood next because that is a nice fluffy base, and I'll just start adding some texture. I will then do my soft pine.
Oh. We should have quizzed me first and soft pine.
Why? Yeah. Soft pine. And then I find I'll add my accent greenery. So that those two there. So this is stuff that I won't necessarily add in a massive abundance. It's not the base of the wreath.
Okay.
But it will add some texture, color differentiation
on top. Maybe those would be in the middles and sticking in any spots. Okay.
That's right. And the great thing about this is it's all just layered. So there is no like right or wrong per se. But if you think about it as you're layering like a cake or anything, the stuff that you have at the bottom, you're not going to necessarily see as much, but it'll create that fluffy coverage you need. And then you're going to add those accents on top.
Oh, I love it. I bet it's so exciting whenever you're hosting a wreath making class, because at the end, everyone's is probably so different.
It is. And that's what I love about it, because people really do get to like show their own personalities. And
the second thing I was going to say, I bet it says a lot about their personality. People have ones that are just kind of like everywhere, and then ones that are like super kind of tight and organized.
Exactly. And that's kind of the fun thing. And then as well, you've probably seen this, but have you seen the ones where they'll leave some exposed?
Yeah.
So this is where if you wanted to do that, you would just turn this, you kind of stop it right here.
Yeah.
Give and leave the grapevine exposed.
So nice.
Then you could add your bow or whatever here. But yeah, so you're just gonna go all the way around.
And with bows too, guys, I was thinking about this because, so for example, I did this wreath Hilary up here, and I was showing them in the first Vlogmas video. And on that one, in my head, my plan was to put the bow at the bottom. But then if you're sitting at our banquet having your turkey dinner, you probably don't want to have your temple tickled by two little ribbons. So then when it probably had to go up there. And I guess it'd be the same with that, kind of like leaving that exposed. You could do that at the top or the bottom, like whatever you fancy. I kind of like it at the top.
About bottom side if you're an asymmetrical girly.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. That's so nice. I'll put some pictures of that up on the screen so you guys can kind of visualize it too.
Yeah, it's kind of endless when it comes to options. So this was quick, and I didn't even use all of it, but you will have a starting base will look something like this.
So
you have to continue to fill, and then get all your different textures and colors in there. And this is actually one that I've had drying in my studio because we're inside.
You literally just pulled an art attack.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm here.
Such a good show, literally the best. And you can add your bow.
That looks so good.
Side, wherever it like literally blends right underneath my dress.
Oh.
And then any other baubles, like you said, with the plank.
Oh yeah, true. And then I guess for the wire on the pine cone, would you typically do it around the top crown?
So where you're holding it is the bottom.
Oh.
Yes.
You would do it at the bottom then?
Do it at the bottom.
Okay.
And I do it around that kind of last little set of spines.
Yeah.
And twist it kind of at the back, but then leave tails of wire on so you can wire it just like I have here with the bow, if you can see that.
Yeah.
So then this wire can just simply be put around your wreath.
Yeah. And then my mom, her like favorite go-to, this is such a, I'll pick one off of my wreath for you. This is such a Bonnie go-to. Well, she'll do like baubles of 3.
Well, perfect.
Would you ever like floristry wire or wire together pine cones and then put them on?
Absolutely. And that's where the personality can come in. So depending on if you have bigger pine cones, smaller pine cones, doing them in little groupings, just I find can often make like a more impactful statement.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Oh, I love it. And I heard a rumor the other day that florists will always do things in odd numbers.
Yes. Well, it's not just a florist rule, but more just a design rule. Like symmetry of odd numbers. So it's more about balance versus like
hard and fast. This is what we always do. Yeah, it always is just like a little extra pleasing to the eye when you see it. It's just, it adds like, I guess the word I would say was like, it adds interest.
Yes. And I think that's always like the sign of a good design is when you're not just staring directly at a specific spot, but your eye is kind of circulating around it.
Yeah.
And like discovering new bits all the time. So
to that point, when you've kind of added all your greenery, it was flowing in the same direction. Is that something that you feel like is really important if someone wanted to put it, or is it kind of pleasing to the eye to have it all flowing?
I think it's more pleasing to the eye. Again, it depends. I've definitely seen it done, and I've even done a couple that have been both ways. And if you do both ways, you can create like little vignettes within the wreath. So like if I see if I get a piece here, I can put a piece going the opposite way. And then I could put like a little bauble or something in here.
I don't know why I just pictured that ornament where it's like a little nest with a bird.
Well, that's but sometimes when it's not done well or correctly, it'll end up looking messier where this just keeps the flow literally circulating the whole time.
Yeah, there definitely is a difference between something being like wild and like letting greens flow the way that they flow versus it looking messy.
Exactly. And like not fighting the direction on a branch. Like if that's the direction it wants to go, you're going to place that in the right position that it goes that way instead of trying to force its direction to change.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Is there anything I haven't brought up that you think is important that you're like, this is what I tell my students?
I think the only thing I would say, we're good right now in terms of our weather. It got colder here, which I don't know if I'm excited about or whatever. It's fine. But I'm sort of excited a little bit because I like the Christmas vibe.
Me too.
But if the weather does get warmer above zero, talking like 3 to 5 degrees, that's when you would likely want to spritz your wreath if it's outside and you're trying to keep it fresh all season. Spritz it with some water and that'll help just keep it nice and fresh, like when the weather's a little warmer.
Okay.
It'll be fantastic outside. And then if you bring it inside or if you live in an apartment building, it will dry just like this one did.
Right.
Almost fully dried now, and it's going to stay just like this.
Oh my gosh, you could literally save that for next year.
Yeah.
You're like, but then I'll make a new one next year. And then I would just make a loop probably with the wire so that I could hang it on my little sticky hook or whatever.
That's right. Oh, speaking of the wire, because sorry, that is an important part we didn't talk
Oh yeah.
about. So it is, like once you leave them in, they're pretty secure. If I shake test this, nothing's coming in.
Yeah.
Outside, where there's wind and elements and all that, I like to always secure everything with the wire just as a safety precaution, especially if you've got the baubles and things.
Yeah.
What you'll do is you'll turn your wreath over and you're going to loop your wire through the back of the wreath somewhere on one of these, just underneath grapevine. And then you'll literally tie it in a knot.
Oh.
Tie the wire in a knot, flip it back over, and then you're loosely going to wire around. You'll pull a little bit tight, but not too tight, lifting up the greenery and wiring kind of underneath so you don't see the wire, so it's hidden. But it just helps lock everything in place.
Yeah.
And sure that if the wind kicks up, nothing will be flying.
That's really nice because as you said, this is recyclable. Then you only have kind of that one piece to remove and it makes it so easy. I will say, guys, I might have a wreath on my front door, and in the spring, a bird was literally building its nest. Like Scotty, look in our Ring door camera, and our door has a window in it, and we would see these two little birds, their shadows in our window.
That's like that'd be the most like, I don't know, Cinderella-y, like just all the animals nesting. That's so cute.
I did love it. He was like, we should like clean this up. And I'm like, no, I really want them to live in our house. But then you'd open the door and then if they were in there by accident, they would freak out and fly away.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was a poor decision on their, but they thought it was cute.
Eventually they got keen on what was happening. But this was so helpful. I'm going to send you an after picture of how this all turns out.
Amazing. I can't wait to see it.
And where can we find you?
Like my Instagram or
yes. you're like I'm telling you. You're like the coffee shop.
Yeah, so it's at by Wildwood, BYWILDWOO on Instagram.
And people can book you for weddings and events and
yeah, we do private as well. So we do private corporate parties, especially for wreath making. We just need a minimum of 6 people for any event or private teaching.
Oh my gosh. It is my Roman Empire and my biggest goal in life to make enough money that I can do a Christmas install.
Oh, I know, right? Oh my gosh.
Like a seasonal install.
We always joke, we're like, hey, this is like stunning at our studio. Our houses don't look like this, guy. Wish they did. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get my husband to agree to get a mantle. We're like just about to move into our house. And I was like, we need a mantle. And he's like, why? And I was like, hello.
Have you seen my skills? Well, that's just like that classic adage where the shoemaker's daughter doesn't get shoes.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. So
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, make sure you follow Hilary. She's so talented. I'm just gonna pump her tires after she's off the call because I know she related. I was just doing that right here. And I hope you found it helpful. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments and I will pass them on to her and we'll just keep her coming back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Genuinely, wasn't that just the best? I feel like I learned so much from that. I hope you guys learned some things too. Let me know down below kind of the combo that you would be doing, or if you've ever made a wreath before, or kind of what you learned from that little tutorial. I'm so appreciative. She took so much time with us and also looked so cute in her little dress, and as well her baby bump. We're due a month and a bit apart, so it's been really fun kind of collecting my girlies in the same season. And we were talking a bit about Christmas as well and how things are gonna change before we actually started doing the tutorial. And it's just really nice. It's just really nice building this community and having you guys here to be along the ride for it. So what I'm gonna do is now officially brew a hot chocolate, maybe make some lunch because it is noon, and get to building my wreath. It feels like a meditation. So instead of talking to you guys through it, because I will let Hilary do the talking while we are, actually, wait, I'm trying to think of how I'm putting this video together. When you are, again, a team of one, you just gotta do your thing. But I'm gonna make my lunch and I'll show you my final product as well in just a moment's time and see what this little girl needs. Camera shy. On that note too, I think I'm just gonna watch a bunch of Vlogmases and put on a Christmas movie in the background. So I think what I will do, sorry, the light just keeps changing here. I think what I will do is in the description box even list a couple of creators that I absolutely adore, so that if you're looking for more Vlogmases to watch, you can see what I'm watching. There are so many girlies that I just love, and I love their work and all of the effort that goes into creating these things. But it is tricky to watch a bunch of Vlogmases because you could be watching them 24/7. It's really exciting. So let's get started.
Bless you guys. Keeps tickling the back of my neck.
Oh no. Scotty's on lunch. What are you making?
We're making a delicious homemade butternut squash and garlic soup.
Someone made it at their own.
And grilled cheese, because you know what? It's cozy season.
It's cozy season, as they say. And Scotty also went to, or made this bread.
And I put it in the cloud bag.
Just because being humble.
Yeah, I don't want people to feel bad.
Genuinely.
Get out of my kitchen.
Genuinely though, we have this bread maker here that you have made bread out of. Also, sorry for all of this mess. We've got a new cabinet. We're trying to figure it out. I'm very much looking forward to lunch. You're gonna make lunch, and I'm gonna make a beautiful wreath for our home.
Wow.
Okay, bye. Look at Rosie. Just watching your mom. Good girl. Aww. What pretty plants we have down. I am actually so proud of this. Hilary, thank you so much for teaching me how to do this. There were so many, like, just those little things, and especially doing the wire all the way around the wreath, how effective. And then I made my loop at the back. I think I had a clip of that. But I'm gonna go hang it on our door, and then I have some serious cleaning to do. And then I think we are gonna be filming a different video. So, yeah, let's see how we get on. I think I'm gonna clean this all up and then I will talk to you after that. But lunch was also very good. Shout out to Scotty. He made us a grilled cheese and soup, which was very fitting because it's quite chilly out today. But it's just softly starting to snow and it just looks so festive. So a closer look, 3 little sets of baubles, and I'm so happy that I purchased this pack. If you guys didn't watch Vlogmas Day 1, I purchased this Cynthia Rowley pack for $25. It was 70 baubles. And I still have so many, and I'm gonna use them on the banister. Actually, maybe I'll do that tonight too, really quickly, and just show you. But I think this vlog will basically be just this wreath and then that little new and beauty. But I hope you like it as much as I do. I think it just looks so lush. I'm gonna go hang it up.